Well, if this is how we're gonna start off the heat wave, I don't mind one bit. It is raining. It's gonna lightly rain for a little bit, and then the heat and humidity will kick in. So I will try to get something done if the rain doesn't kick up after breakfast. It's still too early for that. Well, the rain seems to have stopped, so I'm gonna get on with my first task of the day. Temperature's not too bad actually. It's still very much cloud covered, which means the mosquitoes are in full effect. So I did spray, I remembered, but I'm also keeping covered up. Plus I'm going to be crawling into some brush area, so I don't need pine. There's pine where I'm going, so I don't need them embedded in my hair, which is usually what happens. So we're going to tackle the squash first. We're going to tie them up, get them off the ground, and then on to whatever comes next. The zucchini, I want to not take so much real estate on the beds, so I'm gonna get them up. I'm just using simple like extra cloth that I have lying around, and if it's not long enough to tie around, then I have clips to secure it. This may seem like a silly little task, but what are gardeners if not silly? Next up will be thinning the carrots. So I did pretty well, and I'm really optimistic about this season's harvest. I got some couple of nice sized little carrots there. um, I'm gonna attempt like pesto, I think they said was a good option to use up your carrots. Now, what we need to protect this from going forward, the swallowtail butterfly and the caterpillar like to munch on these. So I will be getting more netting around this plant. I have a little ladybug larva here that I don't want to lose. So we're gonna relocate this little guy. There we go. It took me a while. I don't have too much aphids at the moment, but the artichokes are always infested, so I'm just gonna put this little guy there and hopefully he makes it through. I rinsed out the majority of silt, sand, clay, earth, bugs, other weeds, and I'm just gonna let this soak for a few until I finish my tasks for the day. The sun is out, the temperature is rising, so I'm gonna do a little bit of prep work here in the shade right after showing you something I forgot to show you last time. Ridiculous. We are in the primarily pepper bed. There's onions over there, buckwheat right there. But I also planted beans. These are my climbing beans, pole beans. They are all up. This is one, I think, is a bush bean, so that'll be fine. But what's missing here is a trellis system for these climbing beans. So I have like a little PVC with a pokey end there to dig it into the soil, and then I have this length of bamboo that's pretty old, but I'm hoping to cut it. I need to cut it down to size because it's a little tall. So I'm just pre-measuring how tall it needs to be, and then I'm going to saw it down. While I wait for some shade in the back, I am going to cool down by washing some of these things that I use to put my seedlings in and plants over the winter and spring. I usually don't do this, but I think this is a good time to do it, so I'm gonna do it. And this isn't even a quarter of the of the things I should wash. I have no intention of sanitizing any of these things. I don't find that necessary for my situation. Again, I forgot it. This is a volunteer soybean. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Got some holes on the leaves, but I think it'll be fine in the long run. I might have to cage that so that it doesn't flop over. But now we're going to get into staking or putting up the trellis for the pole beans. So these stakes I'd gotten for free quite a few years ago when I got a bunch of more things for free. So I'm finally going to use it. Well, this has gone pretty much as expected. Absolutely ridiculous, because I don't know how to think these through very well. I do feel the need to raise it up. I forget how long it takes for beans to start sending their vines. And then, yeah, I have all this like extra height that I don't have material for. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. The main problem is that this thing is very slidery. So I gotta have a think about how to secure that a little bit better. But I'm gonna take a break now. I also was hoping to get the tomatoes figured. Maybe I'll just drop some string. That seems like easy work. And I'll do the tying up another time. We're gonna take a breather and see. So that was definitely a big no on the tomato trellis part. I had gone down to the garage, picked up my twine, came back, forgot the scissors, and I'm like, nope, my brain is too fried for this, I'm done. But I did, while I was here already, weed and mulch. Well, alright, not completely true. I had 2 strings that are left over from last season, and they were still holding up. So I did wind this, what is this, the Aunt Ruby's German Green. I did wind that around. I like the idea that you put it on a board, piece of wood, instead of just either putting a stake into the ground or burying the string, because when it gets super windy here, I like the idea that it's not disturbing the roots so much. So I like this method that James Prigioni pointed out about last year or so. So I had grass mulch that I spread around, and I weeded and left some like really obvious weeds. And I also have quite a few volunteer borage here that I want to dig up and move to the other side of the area, because there's quite a bit in this particular spot. Believe it or not, the day's not actually over. We're on our way to my in-laws to do some more manual labor. So the sweating is not over. I'm going to take a second shower of the day, which is common in the summer, multiple showers. And yeah, I'm going to go feed the chickens now and then get out of here. Alright, thanks for coming along. I'll have that tomato trellis for you next video probably. And I'll talk to you all again soon. So I'll harvest more. Bye.